Good morning from Tasmania, Australia. It is Monday, the 10th of June here, 2024, and the time is 9 o'clock on the dot. Yes. Welcome. I'm Leanne Peters. I'm from Temple of Balance. templeofbalance.com.au is my website, and Temple of Balance on Facebook. You can find me Temple of Balance on YouTube, Temple of Balance on Instagram and SoundCloud, and I am here on this Monday morning that's very cold. It's like -3 degrees, which is cold. It's heavy frost out there. It's going to be a beautiful day though. I'm here to pull some cards and share some guidance for these next 3 days. So I want to send out a big extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons for June, my Pillar of Light members, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. Your support has helped me be here for almost 20 years. So I want to thank you so much, all supporters, past and present. If you get something out of these videos, if you find them helpful, if you resonate with my work and you would like to see me stay here, then please consider supporting my work by purchasing something on my website. And that supports me, and your support helps me be here. I'm not sponsored. This is my full-time work. So thank you for your support, and I appreciate it very much. So thank you very much. Hi, Colleen. Welcome. So what I'm going to be doing, if you're new, is I'm going to be using my Oracle cards. These are Oracle cards I created. You can find them on my website if you don't have a deck for yourself yet. I have 2 decks combined. We have the Animal Kingdom Oracle cards with the ladybug, and the black cards are the Speed of Light Oracle cards. So the Speed of Light Oracle cards cut to the truth. There's no mucking around with these cards. They are direct and straight shooting, those particular cards. So I've made them the same size so they can fit together. And I use this deck of 110 cards, which is great fun to find, to do these guidance videos and to do all my readings actually. I have my healing energy cards, which I've just done some support videos for healing. So I've got 2 decks combined here. So these are my 4 card decks I have out at the moment. These are for healing support. So when I do healing videos and healing, any type of healing, when I'm doing healing for myself as well, when I'm wanting to figure something out and understand the why, where did this start, what's the lesson here, when I want insight into why I feel this way or why I'm reacting a certain way, then I grab my healing energy cards. If I want guidance about how to proceed with something or some perspective on something that I'm dealing with, then I'll get my Oracle cards out. So these are my 2 go-to decks, naturally. So I'll be using this deck to find the best card for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 1 card for each day, and then at the end I'll pull a theme card. I'm not pulling cards for individuals. This is general guidance for everyone. So I trust you've been led here for a reason. And I trust that Something Shared supports you. And what I recommend that you do is take on board what feels right and let the rest go. And let's see what happens. Good morning, Teresa. Kay is here. Alicia's here. Kerry is here. Welcome. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for your comments. Let's see which card wants to come up for Monday. So I'm asking the deck now out loud. I would usually do this in my mind, but I'm asking the deck to show us, the majority of us, what do we need to know for Monday, the 10th of June. Nikki, welcome. Monday, the 10th of June, the best card that the majority of us need is this. It's an Animal Kingdom Oracle card, and it's this. It's the Emperor Moth. I really like this card. It's card 14, the Emperor Moth, and it says to put things into order. So this is about getting things into order, especially on Monday. Now, usually this card comes up connecting with paperwork. So if you have a big stack of papers, might be emails these days, but you know what I mean. If you have a big stack of papers to go through or sort out, if you have taxes that you need to do, for example, or you've got this just growing stack of papers, or even a growing stack of things that has been pulling you, but you haven't done it yet. And, oh, I must do this. I've got to do this. That's probably what's pulling you. Now, what we're being guided with this card is to get things into order. And we might find it very favourable to do that on Monday, where we perhaps have the time and the energy and the incentive to just get this done. So in some ways we could see this as tying up some loose ends. And loose ends that are dangling about, they consume a lot of our energy, probably more than we realise. When we've got something hovering that we have to do and we're not doing it and we're putting it off and we're procrastinating about it, it actually takes up quite a bit of energy. This is why when you say to busy people, ask someone who's busy to do something for you, you're going to get it done. Because those busy people know how to manage their time, and they know, at least for me, because I feel like I'm one of those people, I know that if I've got something hovering, even if it's not something that's a big deal, but it's something I've got to do, I'd rather just get it done, because that actually frees up my space and my head so that I can get these other things done that need to be done. So I don't like things hovering because it takes my energy away from what I want to concentrate on now. So what do you need to do? What's pulling at you, that's tugging at you? What have you been saying? Oh, I must make time for this. I must get this done. I must sort out those papers. And it's just clearing up and tidying up our energy. It's getting things into order so that we can make some space within us and our schedule for other things. So that's the Emperor Moth, card 14 for the 10th. So thank you. Let's now look for the best card for Tuesday, the 11th of June. So the best card for Tuesday, the 11th of June, for the majority of us is... let's go with this card. It's a Speed of Light Oracle, and it's this... surprise! We haven't seen you for a whole 3 days. We had this card for our theme for the Friday, Saturday and Sunday. So this is our card for Tuesday, which shows that this theme energy for Friday, Saturday and Sunday is still in play. I talked a lot about this in Friday's video, so I probably won't go into all those details again, but we never know. I'll just see what I have to say. But this is card 31, called Expression. And it says communication, listen, share, deliver, and trust. In fact, I said, after my big spiel on this card in Friday's video, which I recommend you go back and have a look if you missed it, if it interests you, because I finished that saying, I have a lot more to say about this card, but I felt like I'd been talking about it for 10 minutes, and I probably had been. So I can now go a little bit deeper into this card, thinking that you've already connected with the other message if you needed to, or perhaps it's not needed for today. But I want to talk more about trusting in what we have to say, and trusting in the way that we express, which is the way that we move energy. So in general, basically this card is about communication, it's about expression, and not necessarily limited just to verbal expression or communication, but also listening, communicating with ourselves, but also moving energy. Remember I talked last week about getting energy moving, stuck energy moving. I've had so many emails and messages relating to that, and how so many of you resonated with that. So I'm probably not really that surprised that this card's come up, especially after I said that I have more to say around this card. So getting the energy moving through expression and communication, clearing the air. You know, sometimes it could be clearing the air with others, but even just admitting to ourselves, I'm feeling really angry now, or I'm feeling happy, I'm feeling grateful. by emitting and communicating those things with ourselves helps get the energy moving. This is why a lot of my posts that I put up that are more like, I'm going through this, is an expression, and actually by the time I've written that, I'm done with that energy anyway. It's moved to something else. So it could also be writing in our journal. It doesn't have to be verbal communication. It could be creating something as a way of expressing. So ultimately, expression, communication, it's a way of moving energy, keeping energy moving. Energy wants to move. It wants to be in flow. It's not natural or feels very comfortable for the energy to be stuck and stagnant. So if we're stuck or stagnant, it's a sure sign that we're not letting the energy move, which probably means we're not admitting to ourselves how we really feel. We might be avoiding something, avoiding the truth, or we might just have not, like I said in the last video too, we just might not have a clear question or be clear about what our issue is. So it's all muddled and confusing at this time. So that's just a general overview of what I said in the last video. But I do want to talk a bit more about trusting in the movement of things, trusting in our ability to be expressive, our ability to communicate. Now, it doesn't mean that we go blurting every issue that we have with every person we see. It's not about us. When we're communicating with other people, it's not all about us. Let's see if we can balance our communication with other people with listening to what they have to say. And a communication between two people should be two-way, not one-sided. So it's not just about us spilling everything out to every person we see. We need to have some self-control and also self-respect, but respect for the other person. They don't want to hear all the stuff that we've got going on. So that's one aspect. But putting communication with other people aside, if we're purely just looking at this from a moving energy that we've been feeling stuck with, then trusting in our feeling, trusting in what we need to do to express that and move that energy in a constructive way, making sure it's constructive, it's not harmful to us or others, that it's not destructive, but constructive. So how can you get the energy moving? What is stuck for you? What is still stuck for you after everything that came up over the weekend? What remains stuck for you on Tuesday? How are you playing and moving with this energy? Where are you feeling heavy and unmotivated? And what can you do to get motivated again? Sometimes it can be as simple as, I feel a bit sleepy or lethargic or a bit lazy today or now, but I have these things I need to do. I've got this paperwork that's building up beside me. I've got these things that I have to do, even though I might not really feel like I want to do them. So there are things that you can do to pep yourself up and to self-motivate. You can put on some music that's uplifting. St. Elmo's Fire, that's my big one at the moment. If I feel that way, which is very rare, it's probably once a week and it's only small, I put on St. Elmo's Fire and I'm just off. Because I'm dancing and I'm singing and I now know all the words. So then I'm off and I'm doing the dishes or I'm straightening things up or I'm doing some work or I'm going for a run. I went for a run the other day. So we can do things and use things and we can trust those things as well. We can trust, not necessarily trust in those things. What am I trying to say? We can trust that if we feel stuck or stagnant and it doesn't feel right and we feel heavy and we feel lethargic and we're feeling depressed, then let's find something to do to get the energy moving, to motivate us. Even simple things like for me, I work from home, so I could hang around in my pajamas all day if I wanted to. No one would know. And no, I don't have my pajamas on. Because I get up, unless I don't feel well or haven't slept well, I will get up and the first thing I do is get dressed and I'll do my hair and I'll put a little bit of makeup on. And that helps me get started on my day. Because if I didn't do that and I lazed around in my pajamas, even if I was working, I'd still feel not really a part of the day. So that's just a little thing that I do. each day because I work from home. So what are you getting? What have you become lazy about? What can you do to motivate yourself? What can you do to keep the energy moving, keep the energy going, to get out of that procrastinated space? And maybe there are things that need to be said. Maybe you need to listen to how you feel or what's going on for your body a bit more. So that's for Tuesday. Now the best card for Wednesday, the 12th of June. Welcome, everybody. Wednesday, the 12th of June, the best card for the majority of us is this. It's another Speed of Light Oracle, and it's card 14, the Eagle's Nest. It says preparation, home, waiting, and soon. First of all, this talks about changes in the home. It talks about our time of waiting will be over soon. So if you find that you're waiting for something, if you're waiting for a date, if you're waiting for something to happen, then it will come soon enough. So in the meantime, what can we do to either prepare ourselves, or maybe we've got a stack of paperwork or something, some loose ends that need tying up. Maybe we've got a stack of ironing that needs to be ironed, or a stack of sewing that needs to be sewn. How can we find the time to do those things while we wait? So instead of getting too impatient about what's coming and what's not here yet, let's slow down and value each moment, each minute, each hour. Because in each minute and each hour, we can feel that, or we can do a lot of stuff in that time. So we might surprise ourselves that if we have a bit of time, some pockets of time, to tend to these things, these dangling ends that need to be tied up, we might find ourselves feeling a lot more together somehow. So the Eagle's Nest, time of preparation, a time of waiting, and a time of change in many ways. So they are our cards for the next 3 days. I am going to pull a theme card in just a moment. Before I do, though, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you have enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment. Please share if you're inspired to. If you're watching on Facebook, please hit the follow button on Temple of Balance if you're not following my page, if that matters. And if you're watching on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button. If you'd prefer to connect more privately, please message us through our website at templeofbalance.com.au. If you'd like to learn more about my cards, Animal Kingdom or Speed of Light, you can combine them or use them separately. If you would like to learn more about my work, please visit my website. So on Thursday, that's the 13th of June, in a couple of days, is my next card reading club that's happening on Zoom. If you want to connect further with your cards, it can be my cards or any cards, it doesn't matter. Obviously, I can give more insight when you use my cards because I created them, but you're very welcome to use any card deck. That's happening Thursday on Zoom, and we'll be exploring the cards and finding guidance for ourselves around our theme, which is clearing the way forward. And then on Friday the 14th, that's this Friday, is my next online art class, and we'll be exploring the solar plexus chakra. I also have a new drum, which I've just been playing in some Patreon support videos. This butterfly is amazing, and I finished it last night. It's going up on the website in the next hour or two. So keep an eye out for that if you're interested. So thanks for watching. Let's now grab the best theme card. The theme card will help bring these days together and help us see the bigger picture for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We have already got a bit of a theme happening, haven't we? Expression remains. Come back. And tying up loose ends seems to be relevant, making the most of our time. The best theme card for the majority of us for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the 10th, 11th and the 12th of June 2024 is this. here. It's a Speed of Light Oracle cards. Ah, we have a bit of love coming in. This is the Twin Flame card, card 39. And it says union, love, togetherness, equal, and effort. So this is when we look at the expression card that came up for Tuesday, the communication element in that with other people, that really is highlighted now in this card. So we might find that two-way communications are going to be important over these next few days, clearing the air with others, but also especially if there's tension or an issue that's been hovering that we might want to clear the air on and sort of get over so that we can just maintain the relationship instead of having a bitter past that keeps a conflict in play, if that's applicable and if we're ready for that. Also, all relationships require effort. Every single one, from our closest to our more distant connections with people, every relationship requires effort. So if you're sitting around and complaining because you haven't heard from your children for a while, or you haven't heard from your parents for a while, or your siblings, or your best friend, or whatever, why aren't you reaching out to those people and making a phone call or dropping in to see them, spending some time with them? So the people that are important to us, we will make the effort to spend time with them and want to spend time with them. And in our closest relationship, we're also going to need to put in the effort to maintain and manage and keep the flame going in our most closest intimate relationship as well, and all of them that span out from there. So if you find that you are feeling bitter about any type of relationship at the moment, if the flame is low, if you're feeling that there's a big gap between you and another person, even if they're sitting right next to you, then what do you need to do? Now, this is coming back to that moving card, the expression energy. So when we have something we need to say or something that we need to do, and it might not be that you're the problem, you're so lazy, blah, blah, blah. It might not be that type of communication where it's destructive and attacking. That's going to push people away. So how can we communicate in a way that's more supportive but effective in maintaining a healthy relationship with someone that we may be feeling tense about or stuck with? Because relationships stick, just like communication and the energy. So if you're feeling stuck in any type of relationship, what can you do? What effort can you make to maintain and keep that relationship going? And is there time that you need to spend? When was the last time you had a date night with your partner? We try and have date nights twice a week at the very least. So how are you maintaining your relationships, especially your closest relationships? So there's effort that's required in all relationships. In this card, there's this energy of seeing eye to eye, getting on the same page as somebody. So if there's a big distance, if the flame is going out, what effort can you make? Don't wait for the other person to make the effort. If it's bugging you, how can you make the effort to improve things potentially or get things moving? Clear the air. See what happens. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful start to your week, and I look forward to connecting with you again soon. Take care, and goodbye for now.